Greetings to all our listeners. I'm Talea. Today I'll be interviewing Sparrow King. Tell us a little about yourselves and what you call work.
Okay, my name is Teresa Barnes, and I'm the CEO and founder of Sparrows Landing Global Inc. And this is.
And my name is Roxana Williams, and I'm the CFO of Sparrows Landing Global Inc.
Sparrows Landing Global is a nonprofit based out of Washington, D.C.
Can you help us understand why food insecurity causes harm?
Why food insecurity causes us harm.
First of all, food insecurities cause us harm. You need food to nurture your brain, to think, to sustain your body. Without that, you won't be able to survive long. I think probably past 2 or 3 days.
And part of our organization is to impact the homeless. That's what we do. We go out and we support, and we try to meet them where they are, mentor if need be. And that also helps with the nourishment of when we are passing out food. It's not just about us handing them a bag and saying, hey, here you go. We actually talk and have conversation with them.
And everyone on our team is trained with mental health, youth and adult mental health, and suicide prevention.
What is the connection between food insecurities and violence?
The connection between food insecurity
And violence.
and violence? Okay.
Some things we experience when we out with the homeless, as far as food insecurities and the violence is they do get violent. And I understand why they get violent, because they haven't had food in a while. And we have experienced that in the country and out the country, where like when we feed the homeless, they all come and grab food and be fighting each other and all that stuff. So when we out there, we always assure them that they don't have to do that, because the Sparrows will make sure they have enough. And far as the DC homeless now, they pretty much know that. So when we're out, they welcome us. They yell out to the other homeless individuals, the Sparrows are here, because they know we're going to feed them well, and we're going to have plenty for to feed them with.
And as you know, as she had stated before, Teresa, that we are trained with the tools to make sure that when that does come upon us, we know how to calm them down and to help them to understand that there is more than enough. And we make sure that there's more than enough. And if there isn't, then we go get more and come back to make sure that they don't have to have the violence from being hungry and being on the street and not having the essential needs of just having a piece of bread every day or a bottle of water every day. We make sure we leave more than enough. We take cases of water and leave it for them. We don't hand it out. We don't ration it out. We make sure that there's more than enough. So we try to deter away from the violence of being on the street.
Black women has always paved the way for many things in life. Black women always had strong strength. We have a lot of ancestors that's strong. Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman and stuff like that, people like that. So we have always showed the strength. Sparrows Landing is a team of strong Black women. We have 5 on our board, that's all women, that has paved the way. We have fed over, since we've been and started in 2017, we have fed over 15,000 individuals and families that's living on the street. We have traveled to several countries doing homeless research and meeting the homeless in different countries, feeding them, teaching them, and showing them the Sparrows love and stuff like that. So we are legends. Sparrows Landing women are Black legends that are paving the way and making a difference.
We also have one of our outreaches is Wonder Woman Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, we go out and we totally dedicate Wednesday to women. We go to the Harriet Tubman shelter and we spend time with the women there. We also do some of the acts down in Woodbridge. We go down there to the women's shelter, and the women's shelters there have the kids, and we talk to the kids, and we have programs for the children as well, where we do 2 free summer.
We have done 2 free summer camps within Ward 7 and 8 for 8 weeks throughout the summer. We do community cookouts for the whole DC area. We have done 2 of those. We have done so much before the pandemic had hit, and now we kind of limited a little bit. So, but we are strong women that's making a difference in the Washington D.C. area and around the globe.
Dr. King's legacy is not just based on a dream; it's based on the Poor People Campaign. Why do you think poverty is an important issue to tackle?
With Sparrow's Landing, we have traveled, as we said, many countries, and we see it all over. It's not just here in DC. We've been to Amsterdam, California. We go to Kenya in Africa. We've been to Mombasa. We've been to Egypt. So we have seen homelessness throughout many, many, many countries. To impact it here in DC, for us, I feel that it is, I just don't think that we should have homelessness here in DC. We have so much money, and yet it goes unused to help veterans. I'm a veteran as well, and we go through things that we don't get the support that we need from the senators and the our own congressmen. I'm talking about politicians and that type of thing. And they say they want to help us, but they don't. So I see it here a lot in DC as well. I don't see the impact that they should be making. I haven't seen it in the 30 years that I've been here. I have not seen them move forward. They have not moved the needle. All I see them doing is moving people around, but I don't see them providing the extra care that they need. So to tackle it as an issue as a whole, we will never, in my eyes, in my opinion, be able to do it unless we do it together. And doing it together as a community means we got to come out from behind those desks. We got to get in the streets. We got to go out and talk to and see what their needs are. Not just assume, if I give them a spaghetti dinner, I've done my part. It's not enough. You have to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep doing it. It's just like when you're doing a sport. If you don't put the time in and you don't give it the energy, you're not going to see your progress. And I feel that way about tackling the homeless issue. If we don't keep getting out there and getting in the streets, we're never going to see it progress past the needle where it's at.
And that's one thing I want to touch on. She mentioned that we had traveled to Amsterdam. Our trip solely to go to Amsterdam was to do homeless research. In Amsterdam, they have no homeless on the street. So we was curious about that, and they even get fined if they sleep on the street. So in Amsterdam, we went to a lot of different facilities, meeting with people to get the information of why there's no homeless on the street. They have so many different programs for their homeless. They have 24-hour living situations. They have half-a-day situations, like where the homeless can go and spend the day because they don't want them on the street. The drug use there is very heavy too, with needles and things like that. They even give the homeless their drugs, especially if they've been on drugs like for many years, 20 years or more, because they know they probably can't get off, or it'll kill them or something like that. But Amsterdam has a good way of keeping their homeless off the street. So we, this year and next coming up years, we're going to do a lot of traveling, getting research on different homeless on other countries, other cities, on how they tackle their homeless situation.
I want to thank our guest, the Sparrow's Landing Global, for joining us today.
And we thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.